Good day and welcome to another episode of DIR Let's Talk Sense. I'm your host, Beaumont Todd. Right here on DIR Let's Talk Sense, where we break down all of the amendments, the laws, and the different things to make it easier for you, our taxpayers, and our clients to be able to process everything that we do here at the Department of Inland Revenue. Today, we have a special guest with us, Ms. Lakesha Brown Johnson, who is the manager for general processing here at the Department of Inland Revenue. And today, we're going to talk about one of those topics that affects many businesses throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ms. Brown Johnson, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure having you with us. So, tell us a little bit, how long have you been at the Department of Inland Revenue?
Okay, I've been here for about 12 years now.
Hmm.
I started when VAT was first implemented,
Okay.
and now I am the manager of general processing. I've been managing this section for about 3 years now, and I think it's the best place. I love my section.
Awesome. Now, today we get the chance to talk about one of those things that a lot of businesses sometimes get confused about, VAT. I know we've gone through a number of different rates and we're now settling on probably another change. But for those listening in, what exactly is VAT?
Okay, value added tax is a consumption based tax that is charged on most goods that are sold locally or services that are rendered locally here in the Bahamas.
Okay. So, with that being said, who actually administers VAT?
We administer VAT at the Department of Inland Revenue, headed by our controller. We administer value added tax along with other tax types, which include business license, real property tax, VAT stamp, and first home exemption.
Okay. So I'm in business. I've been in business for a few years, making some good money. Who is actually required to register for VAT?
Okay, a taxpayer is required to register their business when the amount of the annual turnover exceeds $100,000.
Now, when you say the annual turnover, this is if it's just on one business. Is it on my business or is it on my particular tent that my business may fall under?
It's for that particular person or whoever is registered under that tax identification number.
So I have a number of different businesses. I'm a sole proprietor. I have a partnership and I have a limited company. If my sole proprietorship business is over 100,000, but my limited company is less than 100,000, do I pay VAT on all of those?
You pay VAT on all businesses that are registered under that tax identification number.
That goes over the 100,000.
Correct.
Because see, a lot of times what I find with a lot of our clients is sometimes, like persons on the family islands, they may have multiple businesses, but what they sometimes think is they have to pay on that business and not actually the fact that if I'm a sole proprietor, I have a 10 that I pay VAT on once all of my businesses, like if I have 10 businesses collectively, if they add up to the 100,000, then I would be paying VAT on that. But if me and you, say, for example, we got into business together, that's our partnership, but that particular business doesn't go over 100,000, then I won't be required for that particular business to pay 100,000. That's correct.
No. Um, if you have a partnership with somebody else, that would be under another 10.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
But that particular 10 isn't over 100,000. So I won't be required to pay VAT
Right.
on that.
Correct. Correct.
But all of my businesses under the first 10 would have to be registered for VAT and be charging VAT at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's one of the things that we sometimes got confused. And I just want our audience who's listening in to make sure they understand that. So at the end of the day, if you have 10 businesses and out of your 10 businesses, you have like nine that are 99,999 and one makes a dollar that carries you over the 100,000. That means all of your businesses have to register for VAT and all of your businesses have to be charging VAT.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm registered for VAT. I'm a VAT register. Now, what are some of the responsibilities I actually have as a VAT register?
Okay. Responsibilities for VAT registrants are to charge and collect VAT on the sales that you collect during the period, to account for VAT on the VAT return, and to pay the amount of tax that is due before the due date. So those are the responsibilities.
Okay. So basically, one, I have to make sure I'm taking account of all of my sales and I make sure I'm taking account for all of my purchases at the end of the day.
Yes.
If I don't register for VAT at the end of the day, I am over the threshold. Is there any penalties or anything I should be aware of? Or I should ask it like this, can I be forced to register for VAT?
Yes, we can force register taxpayers. And we have also have the ability to backdate registration. If we register, you were registered at a certain point,
Mhm.
and we find that you should have been registered before that, we can set the VAT commencement date for you.
Okay.
So it's best to just register to save yourself the trouble because you would be penalized for not doing what you're required to do.
And see, I don't need my peanut man getting charged for his VAT at the end of the day because he fall behind a little bit because he's got these roasted onion peanuts off the chain. So what do I need before I can actually file a VAT return? What are some of the things that I need before I can file a VAT return?
Well, the first thing you should do is go and visit our online tax administration system and create an online user account and follow the registration process. So you would be given a VAT registration certificate and a tax identification number. So once you've completed the registration process, then you would need to ensure that you have all of the information that is necessary to file the VAT return. This would include all of the sales for the period, the purchases or expenses that you incur, or if you imported anything during the period, you would need all of the supporting information in order to be able to file your VAT return.
Is there any other way for me to register for VAT besides going through the portal or even being forced? Like when I'm first applying for my business license, is there any way I can register for VAT through that process?
You can, if you would like to, you can do, if you already have a business license, let me start over. If you have a business license, you can request something called a change of circumstance, and that would allow you to register for VAT.
One of the things I want our listening audience to also make note of, because I found that a lot of times you see persons, they will apply for a business license, don't realize they actually registered for VAT because there's a question in the process of registering for the business license that asks, do you expect to exceed 100,000 next year? And a lot of times when persons answer that, that automatically actually registers that persons for VAT. So that's something I want persons to be aware of. If you are starting a business for the first time, to make sure you're paying attention to that so that you don't accidentally register. And
Mhm.
a nice manager here doesn't have to come calling on you to find out why you haven't actually paid your VAT. So I'm registered for VAT. I'm set. My account is set. How often do I have to do VAT returns or do I need to be filing for VAT?
Your filing frequency would be assigned during registration, and it's based on your annual taxable turnover. If you make over $5 million dollars in turnover,
Mhm.
then you would be assigned a monthly filing frequency. So you would have to file on a monthly basis.
What particular time during the month would I need to file?
Okay, there are two filing frequencies available to taxpayers, and the filing frequency is assigned at registration.
Mhm.
Filing frequency is based on the amount of your annual turnover. So if you make over $5 million dollars a year, you would be assigned a monthly frequency, filing frequency. And if you make less than $5 million, dollars, then you would be assigned a quarterly filing frequency.
Now, I know we have a particular unit that deals with taxpayers that are 5 million and more, a large taxpayers unit. What is their filing period look like?
All of the taxpayers accepted into the large taxpayers unit, they file on a monthly basis because they're already making that, they exceed the $5 million dollars in turnover. But not all large taxpayers are in the large taxpayers unit, is they have special requirements that they have to have met before they accept the taxpayer into the large taxpayer unit.
What I would ask then, what is the dates during the month that those taxpayers would have to file? The ones in the large taxpayers versus everyone else.
If you're a taxpayer that's accepted into the large taxpayer unit, your VAT return and payment is due 14 days after the end of the filing period.
Okay. And everybody else is basically on the 21st.
21 days after.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So we're going to take our first break right here. And when we come back, we're going to return to DIR Let's Talk Sense with our special guest, Ms. Keisha Brown Johnson. And we're going to continue talking about VAT and some of our upcoming events what we have right here at the Department of Inland Revenue. We'll be back.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I chose Bank of the Bahamas because it was a Bahamian-owned bank. The bank has certainly supported our evolution through overdraft facilities, purchasing of equipment, facilitating of salary payments, and I really believe that Bank of the Bahamas is able to help in the development of the local economy. I would truly recommend the services at Bank of the Bahamas.
Today, you'll learn how to register for VAT as a user with an existing TIN and business license. Start by logging into vat.revenue.gov.bs. Once the page loads, hover over the Services tab in the top menu. Then, click on Register New Tax Type. Click the Start button to begin your application. On the next screen, click the button labeled Value Added Tax. Now fill out all the required information. Ensure everything is accurate before moving forward. Please note you must download, fill out, and upload the Change of Circumstance VAT registration form located on our website inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs under the Value Added Tax tab, Forms VAT 2025. Upload all the supporting documents, click Save and Continue. Finally, read and agree to the following statement by ticking the checkbox below and then click Submit. You'll receive a CHG number confirming that your VAT registration has been submitted. For more information, visit our website at inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs or follow us on social media at DIR Bahamas.
Welcome to the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, BCCEC. As the leading voice of the business community, our mission is simple: to ensure that businesses across our islands thrive in a competitive global economy.
The BCCEC provides vital support to businesses of all sizes, from small startups to major enterprises. We advocate for policies that promote growth, connect businesses with resources, and help them navigate any challenges.
By joining the BCCEC, you gain access, exclusive opportunities to connect with industry leaders, advice, expert guidance, and training tailored to support your business, and advocacy. We ensure your voice is heard at the highest levels of government.
The BCCEC is a catalyst for economic development in the Bahamas. We give our members, whether large corporations or small businesses, the tools and support to succeed and grow.
For decades, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has been a pillar of stability and progress, influencing policies, driving innovation, and fostering an environment where businesses can flourish.
Join the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce today and be a part of a dynamic network that champions your business. With advocacy, resources, and connections, we're here to help you succeed.
Today, you will learn how to apply for a business license through the Department of Inland Revenue's online tax administration system. Start by visiting vat.revenue.gov.bs. Once on the home page, click Create Account. Complete the form, accept the terms and conditions, and then submit your registration. Next, log into your email to activate your account. Now, using the username and password you created, click Login. Then select Start Registration. Ensure that you have your personal NIB and NIB business registration information ready. Next, select Register a Person. Click Start. Then select Sole Trader. Then click Continue. Continue the eligibility form. Select Continue Registration and Continue Application. Now, complete form details, then click Save and Continue. Finally, upload all of the supporting documents. Click Save and Continue. Now read and agree to the declaration, and then click Submit Request. For more information, visit our website at inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Today, you will learn how to pay your VAT bill in the online tax administration system. Begin by visiting vat.revenue.gov.bs and log into your account. Please note that if you have multiple taxpayer accounts, you must select the appropriate one. Now, once on your taxpayer account, hover over the My Tax tab and click Make a Payment. Next, click on the green Pay Now button to begin your payment process. Here on the Select Items to Pay page, your VAT fees are listed as items, organized by tax type, period, due date, and payment amount. If applicable, select all items to avoid additional penalties, interest, and fees. Then click Continue. On the Review Payment page, you can change the payment amount for each item. Finally, continue on to the last page where you will make your payment, seen under Payment Summary. Payments can be made with Visa or MasterCard debit and credit cards. Credit card information is never stored by the Department of Inland Revenue. Please note that you may be charged a convenience fee for this payment. This fee is charged by the payment provider, not by the Department of Inland Revenue, and will not contribute towards your tax. For more information, visit our website at inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs or follow us on social media at DIR Bahamas.
Since independence, the Bahamas Development Bank has been mandated to expand our nation's economy We invest in Bahamian companies from Grand Bahama to Inagua. Our clients come from all sectors of local industry, from manufacturing to agriculture to the creative industries to the mailboat that brings it all to you. We are always looking for the next great opportunity to invest in creativity, innovation, and sustainability. Visit our website today to apply.
And welcome back to DIR Let's Talk Sense. I'm your host, Beaumont Todd, and just want to give you a couple of quick updates with some events that we have going on in this month. Definitely one of the things I'm excited about is our essay competition. The essay competition will be ending on March 6th. So persons, if they have not, still have an opportunity to submit their essays and get the opportunity to win one of the wonderful prizes that are going to be given out. And we have 4 categories: those persons in primary school in grade 6, our junior high, of course, from grade 7 to grade 9, our high school from grade 10 to grade 12, and our tertiary up to age 21. In addition to that, we are doing our second annual financial symposium. So we're inviting all persons who are looking to get started in a business, or even if you're looking to still finalize your renewal period, we will be at the National Baseball Stadium on the 25th and the 26th of March between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. So you can come on down, get the assistance. The Department of Inland Revenue, along with another number of government agencies, are going to be there to assist you. We want you to be successful in business. This is just a quick reminder for those persons. We are in the month of March. So whether you are paying your business license or your real property tax, we encourage you to remember that March 31st is the deadline for all payments. So please make sure your payments are in on time and that you don't file and get any penalties. And we just want to remind persons, if you are doing a payment through a bank transfer, to make sure your payments are in at least 2 to 3 days before so that it will show up and reflect. However, you can go to our site again, inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs, and pay directly onto our site. And we want to make sure that you definitely have your funds and everything in so you don't experience any penalties. Now, Miss Brown, Johnson Brown, I keep mixing it up. Please forgive me. You don't have to edit this. At the end of the day, the next question I would ask, since we were talking about VAT, what records must I keep to make sure that my VAT records are actually up to date?
Okay, the records that you are required to keep include a listing of your sales for the period, your purchases or expenses, and also a listing of the any imported items for the period.
Okay. What are some of the common mistakes that our taxpayers make that they should be aware of when it comes to them filing their VAT?
Common mistakes that we see normally include filing for the wrong taxpayer,
Hmm.
filing for the wrong period. Also, some taxpayers may transpose the figures,
Hmm.
so they may make a small mathematical error when they file the return. So those are things that we typically see when we have to do process return amendments.
Good. How can I ensure that my VAT return is as accurate as possible? What are some of the things I should do as good practices?
Some of the things you can do include making sure that you reconcile the amounts that are on your supporting worksheets.
Mhm.
Like you should be keeping a listing of your sales, which we call the output worksheet, a listing of your purchases or expenses on imports. So on a regular basis, you should be reconciling that amount and making sure that it agrees to what you're going to file on the VAT return.
Okay. If I make a mistake with my VAT return, is there any way that I can actually amend my VAT return to make sure that I correct my mistake?
Yes, you are able to amend a VAT return. You have a 1 year period after you file the VAT return in which to make any corrections. So you would do that by going on to the online tax administration
Mhm.
system, and you can either send us a message or you can create a case, which would be processed by persons on my team. And we would request the supporting information for that to ensure that the amendment is correct.
Okay. So I know the filing is on the 14th or the 21st, depending. When
Mm.
is the payment actually due as well?
The payment is also due when the return is due.
Okay.
So if your VAT return is due 21 days after the end of the period,
Mhm.
the payment is due at the same time.
How do I pay to make sure that I'm staying current?
Okay, there are 3 options.
Mhm.
You can pay. The recommended option is to pay using our online portal because you would be able to see the payment on your account much, much more quickly. And you can also pay over the counter, but there's a process that takes place, so it takes a little bit longer for you to see that payment reflected on your account. And finally, you can also pay through a wire payment,
Okay.
but you can find the bank information for how to make a wire payment on our website.
Now, I want to say this to our audience, and I've said this before. When you go to make a wire payment, please make sure you have the correct wiring information. If you're filing for VAT, go to the VAT tab. If you're doing business license, go to the business license. If you're doing real property tax, go to the real property tax. The government of the Bahamas has over 60 something plus different accounts, and Inland Revenue alone has about 13. So you want to make sure that your information, who you're making your payment to, is to the right wire information at the end of the day.
Yes. And also make sure that the 9-digit TIN is included, not the letters TIN, but just the 9-digit TIN should be included in the details to make sure that the payment is assigned properly.
So if I do happen to file late, what is it that I should be aware of if I don't make my payment or I file late?
If you file late, you would be charged a late filing penalty.
Mhm.
And if you pay late, there's a late payment penalty and interest.
Okay. So what do I do if my payment is actually applied and is applied to the wrong period or the wrong tax type? How can I get that corrected?
If your payment is applied to the wrong period or tax type, you would simply send us a message by logging onto the portal, clicking on send message, and include a subject of payment, and then give us the receipt number, the amount, and the tax type that you want it to be applied to, the tax type or period.
Okay.
So when you give us that information, we'll be able to reallocate the payment.
Now, we know sometimes as business persons get busy and they may see their time coming up. Is there any way that they can receive an extension to file or to pay their VAT if this needed?
Yes, we give filing extensions for the VAT return, but note that there's no extension for payment.
Okay.
So you can request a filing extension by once again logging onto the online portal and sending a message with a subject of filing extension. And you would just give us the reason why you want the extension and upload any supporting documentation.
Okay. If I'm filing for my VAT and I notice that my return is zero, what do I do in that instant?
If your return is zero, you're still required to file a VAT return.
Okay.
So you would just be filing a zero return.
Okay.
But you would not have to make any payment, obviously.
Any final closing remarks for our audience or advice for persons that are tuning in when it comes to them filing their VAT and making sure that they stay up to date?
The advice I would give to taxpayers is to ensure that you're maintaining proper records, because that is one of your responsibilities as a VAT registrant, to ensure that you're keeping records for at least 5 years. So for every period, ensure that you have digital copies of all of your sales, your purchases, and imports for the period.
Excellent. Ms. Brown Johnson, I want to thank you for being with us today. And we just want to remind you that we are definitely going to be coming back with another episode. Exciting stuff happening right at the Department of Inland Revenue or one of our partner agencies. If you need any information, you can go to our website on inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs or definitely follow us on all of our social platforms at DIR Bahamas. This has been your host, Beaumont Todd. It's been a pleasure being with you today right here on DIR Let's Talk Sense, and we're going to see you next time. We're out.